If you have a an opportunity to speak to somebody who's getting ready to start a business and they're afraid to get started or they're not sure what to expect, what kind of advice do you give somebody that's getting ready to start a business?
Number one, be passionate about it, because those times when it's challenging, which it's going to be challenging a lot, is the times that you're going to be ready to throw in the towel because it just doesn't mean that much to you to succeed. Um, so everything that we've done and the things like our boat business grew insanely fast because we were deeply passionate about boating and customer service, and it just word spread really quick. So I feel like the passion side is really helpful. You also need to find, what differentiates you. Like, and I said in our boating business, or even in Million Dollar Collar, everybody was working on a collar thing because this was harder. And I said, but this is where the solution is. And so I will look at what the whole market is doing and say, if they're all going this way, there's got to be something right over here that's different enough that I can stand out. And so I always look for a little bit of a niche that's different than what everybody else is doing.
Yeah, one thing I've noticed about your stories that you've been sharing with me, you have a knack for also understanding your customer and understanding what they need. So the examples that you've given, like understanding that some of your customers in Million Dollar Collar want to mail you a shirt and just have you do it for them. Some people just want it in the shirt. When you were in the screen printing business, understanding that these bars, make more money off a beer than they do off of a shirt, and understanding that that's a hard thing to teach, but I mean, you just shared a couple of stories how effective that is as a business when you really understand what your customer is thinking about and what's important to them and the problems that they're trying to solve and weave your business into that solution.
Yeah, I think I get that from my dad. He's in the jewelry industry. He started out with probably what he says is the smallest jewelry store in southeastern Wisconsin. He tried to be everything to everybody with crystal and colored stones and all this stuff. He actually went to see Tony Robbins in 1991, and he was ready to hand over his business. He was so frustrated that it wasn't growing that he was ready to give up. And he went to Tony Robbins and he got super inspired. And he said, just be good at one thing. And my dad focused on diamonds and diamond engagement rings because people get engaged every single day. No matter how good or bad the economy is, people get engaged every single day. And then he looked at himself and he said, how do I like to buy? I hate negotiating. So he never had a sale again since 1991 in the jewelry industry, which is unheard of. And he put in the best warranty in the industry. Everybody says it's a lifetime warranty, except you got to come in every 6 months, otherwise it voids the warranties. He got rid of that. And so he looked at how he likes to shop, and that really passed on to me. And let me tell you, when you're 22 years old, trying to sell a $7,000 engagement ring to somebody who's 40, you got to really understand who that person is sitting across the counter, even if your name is on the sign. It was difficult to really mature myself enough to sit with somebody and sell them a five, seven, $10,000 engagement ring when you're 21, 22 years old, just thinking about going out that night and hanging out with your friends. But from that, I was able to always kind of look at the customer's perspective because I watched my dad grow from the smallest to one of the largest independent jewelers in the country.